Okay, now we have functions just rearranged in a different style or format here, and this is like a little table format. So notice here they're giving us the rule, and the rule is to just add 5. And so here are the domain values. We have 5 domain values here. It's asking us to plug in 1. When we plug in 1, what do? Well, we add 5 to it. That's the rule, and then the output is 6. The next one is, look, we're going to plug in 2. We plug in 2 to the rule, we add 5 to it, and the output is 7. What are we doing here? Easy. We plug in 3. We plug in 3 to the rule to add 5, and that output is 8. All right, so here's 4 examples here, and they're just asking us to make this table. Okay, it's just a different style of how we're going to write our answers. And so here is the rule here. The rule here is to take 10 and subtract whatever the domain is, whatever the input is. In this case, if I input 1, 10 minus 1 is 9. If I input 2, the answer is going to be 8. Input 3, it's going to be 7, 6, and 5. And notice there's a little pattern here between the inputs and the outputs. What are we doing? We're always taking 10 and we're subtracting 1. Let's do number 2 in here. What is the rule for number 2? Well, it says take whatever the input is, times it by 4, and then add 8. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 8 more is 12. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 8 more is 16. Then I think this is 20, and 24, and 28. Look at this pattern here between the left-hand side and the right-hand side. What are we doing? We're going up by 1 over here. We're going up by 4 over here. And the reason why that's occurring is, if you notice, this looks like something we've seen before. 4x plus 8. And what's going on? The slope would be 4, and the y-intercept would be 8. Essentially, these functions are the graphs of lines. And so we'll review that in section 2, but this is the style that we want your brains to kind of go through this process of what really a function is. A function is some sort of graphical representation of a pattern in here. And so the pattern here is, what are we doing? Well, we're starting at 8, and when we plug in 1, we times it by 4 and add 8. And that's the rule every single time, and we're getting this pattern. What type of pattern? We're getting a straight line pattern. And so this is a linear function because it produces a straight line. All right, so we have more functions and rules down in here. Don't be intimidated by the distributive property. Don't be intimidated by fractions in here. You just take your input, you plug it into the rule, and you get your output. Okay, so start to make note of the notation here. That would be the input. This would be the output. So another word for the input is the range. Get used to that word. You'll see that a lot. And the output, its nickname, I'm sorry, I just got that backwards. I can't believe I just did that. The domain is the input, and the range is the output. All right, so sorry about that little mistake in there. And let's go on to the next video.